If you'd like to meditate but it's just too boring, I have an amazing hack that will give you all the great benefits of meditation, but it's way more fun. By the way, I'm Jo Vertis. I'm an author, composer, songwriter, and artist, and I have managed to put decades of mental health struggles like PTSD, anxiety, and bipolar disorder behind me by using techniques like the one I'm sharing today. In this video, I'm going to tell you my meditation hack, give you a bunch of different ideas you can choose from to customize it to you and your interests. I'm going to tell you why this meditation is so valuable and just how many ways it multitasks to level up your life and wellness. And lastly, I'm going to give you a few easy steps that you can do right now to set yourself up for success. But before we do any of that, we need to talk really quick about mindfulness. Why do we need to talk about mindfulness? I thought this was going to be more fun. It is, I promise, just bear with me and it'll all make sense. The reason I want to tell you about mindfulness is that I was put on dozens of different medications over the course of about a decade before anyone suggested mindfulness as a treatment for my mental health. Neil Friedman taught me how to practice mindfulness, and learning that was far more helpful to me, even when my mental health was at rock bottom, than any of the medications my doctors tried. Mindfulness is free, completely safe, and you can do it on your own anytime you want. And it's not just me who has found this helpful. Researchers have been studying mindfulness meditation since the 1960s, and in addition to discovering that it reduces stress, anxiety, depression, mood disturbances, and overall distress, it also increases empathy, improves mood, functionality, and quality of life, and it improves performance on attentional tasks. Mindfulness has even been shown to help with chronic pain. So, what is mindfulness, and how do you practice it? Mindfulness is a form of meditation where you decide on a focus at the beginning, and then you try to keep your attention on that focus. The focus could be literally anything. You could focus on your breathing, the ambient noises in the room. You could focus on the texture of your favorite blanket, your grocery list. You could listen to music and focus on the music, or anything else you want. The point is to try and keep your attention from drifting away from your focus. But your attention will drift away. Everyone's does. You'd have to be an extremely experienced Tibetan monk or something to keep your attention on the focus perfectly. So when your attention drifts, you get to practice the other valuable piece of mindfulness, and that is not judging. When you notice your attention has drifted from your focus, you simply return your attention to the focus and try not to judge yourself for drifting. If you do judge yourself, then try not to judge yourself for judging. This gives you lots of practice and acceptance every time your attention drifts from your focus. This practice in acceptance is one of the reasons mindfulness works so well for relieving emotional and mental health symptoms like anxiety, distress, depression, and fear. Okay, so that's mindfulness. Now, what does that have to do with a really fun way to meditate? Do you remember when I said you could use literally anything as your focus? Well, that means you can use something fun as your focus. And what I've discovered is that making something, making just about anything, is a really fun way to practice mindfulness. Making stuff as a mindfulness practice also helped me develop my skill with mindfulness faster, because when I'm actively doing something creative, it's easier to keep my mind, focused. So here's my hack. Pick any creative activity you enjoy and plan to spend a little time every day doing that fun, creative thing. While I talk more about this, you're going to see a variety of ideas in the video to prompt your thinking about what could be fun to you. Okay, so you're going to put a chunk of time in your daily routine. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 10, or even 5 minutes would be really, really good. Consider that time as your meditation time. The fact that you're doing a creative project is just a side bonus. You don't need to make anything good. You don't even need to like it. What you're doing is practicing mindfulness. And there are only 2 things you need to care about. Number 1, you want to keep your attention, as best you can, on this activity you chose. Number 2, you want to notice when your thoughts drift away from what you're doing. And when they do, accept that your attention drifted. Don't judge it. and just put your attention back on what you're making. In the past, I've practiced mindfulness using breathing, sounds, mantras, visualizations, and all kinds of different things as my focus. And this is my very favorite way to do it because for me, it's easier, it's more effective, and most importantly, it's more fun. When I started doing creativity as a mindfulness practice, it turned a self-care chore into the most fun part of my day. In fact, whenever I could spend the whole day on it, I did. I made huge progress in breaking my entrenched habits of self-judgment and unhealthy rumination. I learned how to create without judgment. I started enjoying my creativity for the first time in many years. And I ultimately unblocked and unlocked a whole new part of me and my creative potential. This is a truly powerful exercise, and the beauty of it is that once you find something you love doing and get used to not judging yourself in the process, it's just so dang fun you won't want to stop. It becomes a form of recreation, a form of entertainment. For me, it's gotten to the point where most movies bore me. I'd much rather be making something instead. So, how can you expect this kind of mindfulness practice to benefit you? If you need any further motivation to dedicate some of your precious time to this practice, consider this. You're not spending the 5 or 10 or 20 minutes you set aside just on meditation. This time doubles up by developing your creativity and your self-confidence. Since creativity can sometimes make us feel vulnerable, this is a perfect way to approach it. You're not worried about an outcome since the point of this is just to meditate. In the process of practicing mindfulness, you are repeatedly practicing not judging yourself. This translates beautifully to creativity, since to develop your creativity, you need to learn how to not judge your ideas before you've even had a chance to play around and explore them. And I believe that when you regularly practice, develop, explore, and most importantly, enjoy your creativity, you will naturally increase your self-confidence as well. I guarantee that if you practice mindfulness in this way consistently, you will develop your creativity and your confidence, all while reaping the other benefits of meditation and having fun doing something you enjoy that makes you feel good. One last note on this. Although mindfulness via creativity is multitasking for you, you don't want to be multitasking while you practice it. If you're the type of person who likes to watch videos or listen to podcasts while you're doing other tasks, I encourage you not to do that while you're doing creativity as a mindfulness practice. I've tried both ways, and I can tell you it's like I didn't do a meditation if I listen to other content while doing a creative activity. And I don't walk away with that calm, satisfied, peaceful feeling I get when I just work on my creative project in silence. Music might be okay for you, especially if it helps you focus or helps you get into your creative flow. You can experiment and see how you feel after different kinds of experiences. Just decide how much time you want to give to this and set that time aside for you, for feeling good. Now I'm going to quickly give you a few steps you can do right now to set yourself up for this. First, go get out your calendar and figure out a good time to practice mindfulness with a fun creative activity. Set a daily reminder in your phone. Decide on an easy, approachable creative activity you could do right now or tomorrow with the stuff you already have. Lastly, get out whatever materials or supplies you will need to do that creative activity and set up for it so that when your reminder goes off, you're ready to go. Challenge yourself to try this for 7 days. Just commit yourself to 5 minutes a day for 1 week. Try to be a neutral observer. Notice how you feel at the beginning of the 5 minutes and at the end. If you want to go longer, go longer. And notice over the course of these 7 days if creating without judgment starts to get easier and more fun. I'd love to know what creative activities you're drawn to, so let me know in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful week with your creativity, my friend. See you next time. Bye.